New debate. If a woman is out and she accepts a drink from another man while she's in a relationship, is that a violation of her relationship? Did she just low key cheat? Let me know.
Oh, now this is a good one. This is a good one that I learned from personal experience in my first marriage. And I'll tell you the story of that one in a minute. But let's set the grounds here. A lot of people have in the comments of that video, some were saying that it's cheating, it's micro cheating, it's leads to a negative situation. She's trying to, teeter on the edge of being with someone and being single. Many have said that my spouse would never do that. I wouldn't want my spouse to do that because it opens the door. What does it mean to men? That means that men think that your door is open, and of course, there were a lot of women who were saying that men are always buying women drinks. You can accept the drink, but you don't have to talk to the man. Just a bunch of back and forth. And some people, of course, goes into specific situations. And some of the specific situations I do understand. Um, if my wife is out on a girls' night and some dude buys drinks for the whole group, uh, and she accepts, it's not her individually opening the door for that man now has to make his intentions known as to which woman he was actually trying to get at. So, and that has happened, and I understand that one. And you have to really boil it down to the situation. But let me tell you a little story. Let me tell you a little story. You see, when I got married at 19, first got married at 19, and uh, many years later, I was probably about 23 years old, is when my wife started going out with the girls. Right before that, we always went everywhere together, but we started going out. She started going out with the girls on Friday nights on the military base at the E Club. And there were other people who we knew, other military people we knew, and if other guys bought her drinks and stuff, I never really cared at that time frame. She was out with her two friends, no big deal. She'd come back, me and the boys go out, no big deal. I was never the one that's going to buy women drinks. I still, even when I was dating, I didn't buy women drinks. That's just something I didn't do. But you know, I naively didn't think that there was a problem with that situation until there was one gentleman who happened to live in the same building that I lived in. And he would always buy them drinks. Every time they were there, buy them drinks, buy them drinks. And then one day, word got to me that she was seen sitting on his lap. That's problematic. And then, even after that, and she started rejecting the drinks from him after we went through that situation, another gentleman who liked her friend, one of her friends, would buy them all drinks. I didn't know it was happening at the time. But then I found out the worst possible way that this dude had plans. He had an agenda. And even though I was warning the other girl's husband, you need to stop that dude from buying your wife drinks. And I was telling my wife, don't you accept nothing. Don't accept nothing. Well, one Friday evening, she wasn't home at the time frame that she's normally home. Now, for me, I don't become insecure and start concerning myself with, is she out with someone? My security, my safety measures start going up. So I know the pathway that they would normally walk home from the E Club on the same base. I walk down there to get to the E Club. They're not there. I'm walking back on the alternate pathway. And every time I saw a clump of leaves because it was fall, I'm kicking the leaves. I'm thinking she might be buried under some leaves, that someone snatched her up. And by the time I get to my building, I see that gentleman's car pull up. And all three ladies are in the car with him. I tell my wife, get. This is the only time I've ever raised my voice. But I told her, get out of the car. Very forcefully. Because I was pissed. What in the three levels of hell? You weren't where you said you was going to be. And we didn't have cell phones back then. You weren't where you said you were supposed to be. You didn't let me know you was going to a different place. You certainly didn't let me know who you went with. But as she was getting out of the car, the gentleman in the car said, oh, don't worry about it. I was taking care of her. I was in the Marine Corps. I was an E4. He was an officer. His ass got cussed out because I didn't give a damn about no rank at that time frame. And I also let him know, you really want me to report that you are out in the car with some enlisted men's wives? Your career's done. So I was pissed. And when we got upstairs and she admitted to me that they went over to the SI Hotel, which was a popular place to go, and sometimes they went there as well. They have a nice bar, which was a block away. That he showed up and he had two other friends in order to play wingman for him to try to get at the other woman. And it was at that very moment, after we went through that, we discussed it, we talked about it, we established some new rules. I say we, but I established some new rules in this relationship if it is going to go forward. But it was at that moment that I realized every man, almost every man, I'm going to say almost because not every, but almost every man cannot have a platonic relationship with a woman. Almost every man has an agenda, lying in wait. And I became acutely aware of the behavior of men who lie in wait. And so, although, like I said, every man does, men can have platonic relationship with women. I've had several platonic relationships with women, but every man does not. Every man cannot. And if your wife look good, there's always some dude who is not trying to have a platonic relationship. He's trying to get that pum pum. It's simple as that. And so from that moment, I've always established with every relationship that this is one of the things that cannot be violated. That you do not accept drinks from men. You do not open yourself up to that situation. And in most cases, I don't even like it when you do it if you're in a group. And that most men who call themselves your friend is lying in wait. They will demonstrate that behavior at some point in time. So in most cases, that's not going to happen. Now, if my wife had a friend they've been friends for 20 years, they've both been single at the same time, and they've never engaged in any type of relationship, or he's never tried, or whatever, that might be the only ones I let slide, because I can understand that logically, if you had an opportunity, like me and a couple of the platonic female friends that I still have today, there have been plenty of times that if we wanted to get with each other, the opportunity was there. I can understand that through my own life. And so that's not a problem. But some other dude, nah. Some new relationship, nah. So a woman who's with someone and you accept drinks from a man, nah. You're just opening the door. Not that she's going to cheat, but you're opening the door to create problems in your relationship. You're allowing for a situation that could create a divide within your relationship. And is a drink worth creating that divide within your relationship? It's not. And it's not about control. It's about protecting your relationship. It's about honoring your relationship. You see, if I'm out and a woman offers me a drink, it's not going to happen. I'm not accepting it. It's just not going. It's just something that I'm not doing. And I've had women offer me drinks before. I had women offer me other things before that seem benign, but the answer is always no. It's always no. The sneakier ones are, because most of the businesses I've ever ran are service-based businesses. They try to offer, they want to be a part of my service and then try to slide their way in. And when they do, they get fired. As a personal trainer, I had to fire a bunch of women who tried to get a little ping ping from me. And they wasn't getting no ping ping from me, because I ain't mixing my money and my pleasure. We're not doing that. You can't mix your money and your pleasure. Can't get high on your own supply. We don't do that. Even as an owner of a cigar lounge, they try to cozy up. But I let them know right off the rip, it's not going to happen. So that everything is clear. And that's how you have to be in your relationship. You have to guard your relationship, protect your relationship, and make sure that people on the outside know that they're not going to mess up anything on the inside. And if their partner is not in that same line of agreement, y'all don't need to be together. They still want to go out there and play. So let them go play. And if that's you want to still go play, be upfront when you meet someone and say, I want this relationship with you, but I want to have a play relationship too. That way everything's above board and there's no problems. So y'all have a great day, and always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey.